all we've got triggers, like trigger fire, like things coming up and popping up on the screen, and then oh my god, someone subscribed, someone followed, and then people are talking, and then I'm also trying to play a game at the same time, and oh my god, I forgot to change my screen layout, and like I'm muted now all of a sudden, even though I wasn't a minute ago. Like, what the fuck is happening?
Welcome to We're All Just Faking It. This is episode 49. Jesus. Today we're talking about content creation. With us today we have Braylon, Dana, Blaze, and myself, Steph. Hi. Long time no see, I feel like.
Hello.
Yeah, did anyone fake it last week?
I did.
What'd you do?
Every time I have a coaching call, I've realized this is the only time I feel like imposter syndrome, and I get super nervous, and I just have to be like, you know what you're doing, even though it does not feel like it, and you just gotta do it anyways.
Why do you get nervous?
I don't know. I think because people are paying me like so much money, and I like really want to help them, and it's only an hour, and if I like just feel I like get nervous, I won't be able to help them. Like
provide that value in an hour.
Yes, I want to make sure that like I'm providing enough value that when they leave, they're like, wow, that was so great and so helpful and like definitely worth my money. So it's like more high stakes.
I feel that. Some of the advice, so I'm in this brand built group for whatever business growers, and there's a lot of coaches in there. And some of the advice that they give to one another is that person did their due diligence, or you assume they did their due diligence to do their research to make sure that you are the kind of person with the kind of knowledge that they're looking for. And they were willing to part with their money.
You hope.
Think about all of the things that you have hesitantly not put your money into because you're like,
true.
I don't know if you know what the fuck you're talking about. They trust that you know what you're talking about. So just share what you have. And if they don't like it, they'll tell you.
And every time they're like, wow, amazing, so helpful, really great. Like not once has somebody been like, so.
Do you record those calls?
No. I mean, Zoom might.
Transcribe. At least get the transcription for them. Gold for social content. Absolute gold.
That's a good point. What about you guys? Anyone fake it?
Yeah. I didn't. I've just been chilling.
I thought you said yeah because you were going to say something.
I think she's going to say something else, and then she remembered about faking it.
I did. That's exactly. Don't fucking know me.
Like, yeah.
You don't know me.
I definitely thought you were going to talk about faking it.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what happened. I was like, okay, next topic. I was like, wait, we are not done with the first topic. Okay.
We got to watch Steph today.
Yeah.
Going back to the question, I would say that I'm just in a constant state of faking
again,
it. Like,
still?
Yeah, I'm still in the constant state.
I love how we all go through that phase at some point. Like at some point, everyone has said like, I'm just faking it all the time. We're just barely holding on.
Yeah, I just feel like I'm in an endless loop right now, and I'm so ready to be
You're
done.
Stuck in Groundhog Day.
Basically, that's what it feels like.
I mean, one day at a time, right? And if it happens to be the same day 6 days in a row.
Well, it didn't help that, like, I haven't been able to work on my project for work because they haven't even decided on a site. Like, they randomly, after half a year, they're like, oh, yeah, we're not sure we're going to this site anymore. So they just had us on pause for, like, 2 freaking months, and they just last week announced, yeah, we're sticking with the site that we were originally planning. It's like, really?
Could you imagine if larger companies had transparency just like down the chain? Like, it's okay if you guys are still negotiating the price for the contract or trying to get out of it. Can you just like let me know that so that I'm not like, what are we doing?
I had some insider knowledge, so I kind of knew why they were doing it.
Okay.
But that didn't make it any less frustrating to just sit there for 2 months, not having anything to do, and then them still saying, yeah, you have to go into the office 3 days a week while I have nothing to do because the project is on pause.
What were you doing?
Listening to audiobooks because I had nothing to do.
Wow.
Listening to
I would have like
audiobooks
had my
and
Switch
what?
under the desk.
It was so bad.
Can you only listen to audiobooks, like, and do nothing else?
I mean, I can't really do anything on my computer. Like, I don't know what I would have done,
Well,
to be honest.
It's only certain things I can do while listening to audiobooks, but I am definitely not the kind of person that can only listen to an audiobook.
Oh, I
That
have
is
to
a
only
secondary
listen
activity.
to an audiobook. I cannot do other things at the same time unless it's something brainless that
Yeah.
I don't have to think about at all.
Yeah.
See,
So,
with
like emptying the
audio,
dishwasher.
I'll tune it out immediately. And then I'm like, holy shit, it's been 15 minutes and I have no idea what has been said at all.
If I'm working, I can't. But like art or really mainly art or like playing like a really mindless video game like Dave the Diver, I blew through 4 audiobooks last month on my month off, like in a week doing that.
I can't do
It was
that.
great. I love that
In the
shit.
car. In the
Yeah,
car is a good
driving and
place.
audiobooks is great.
I can do
I
that
have
if I'm not
Yeah.
driving.
Oh. See,
Oh,
I have to be doing something else. I
Yeah,
fall
if I'm
asleep if it's
sitting
just an
there,
audiobook.
it's better.
Huh.
But it has to also be one of the ones that's like not it. Like I need a little bit of like interesting, like voices or like I need something more
Fair.
than just like a straight narrator audiobook. Because don't they have ones that
Fair.
have like sound and stuff kind of?
Yes, the
mine
dramatized.
has to
Yes.
be like a book that is easy to follow, so not too complex of a book, because
Mhm.
otherwise I will just completely lose it. So it has to be like an easy to follow book, and I have to be doing something incredibly mindless.
Interesting. Okay, I want to continue this conversation with y'all because this is very interesting to me.
Before
Thank
you interrupt us, Steph, to go back, I'm just going to say I listen to podcasts when I drive.
Same.
Yeah.
I
Rather than
love it.
audiobooks.
Well, not podcasts, but I do like business audiobooks when I drive. Like that is my time for personal development, business shit. The really boring ones I do while I'm driving because I can't fall asleep. My mind
Yeah.
can't wander.
So, for me, I think because because the clocks have gone back and I drive in like shitty weather or the dark and stuff, I thought like I listened to this podcast where these 2 lovely ladies talk about Gilmore Girls, and I just feel like I'm having a conversation with my friends in the car.
That's so cute.
Because they'll be like talking about Jess or like how much they hate Dean, and I'll be there like, yeah, fuck Dean. Or like, yeah, Jess, Team Jess or Team Logan or whatever.
That's
It
funny.
just brings a bit of
I wanna
joy to my like commute, especially when I'm stuck in traffic. I feel like I'm less road ragey when I listen to something I enjoy.
How long is your commute?
Yeah, not that long. It's like 15 minutes on a good day, 20 to 25 minutes when there's like roadworks and like shit.
Yeah, that's not bad. Did you answer how you faked it?
I did not, because we started talking about audiobooks.
Audiobooks?
That's my bad. That's what happens when you have an ADHD person leading podcast. Maybe don't give it to the ADHD person.
I mean, isn't that like all of
Like,
us?
literally all of us.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Hopefully by now our listeners are used to this and they like it. That's all I can ask.
I feel like I've been faking it like I like Blaze kind of all day every day. My uncle came home last week for like 2 weeks, so like last week and the week before, and excuse me, and he just rearranged our whole like kitchen and everything, and we didn't know where anything was and we couldn't find anything, and so I'm like, this is fine. This is fine. It's not fine, but it's gonna have to be. And also I find myself I'm getting more anxious about phone calls at work now, because people are just like so rude and like mean to me at the moment. Like, I don't know what it is, but like there's something in the air and it's really starting to get to me. And so I used to be really good at phone calls. Like when I first started, I was like shit at phone calls. I had like really bad anxiety about phone calls, but then like it's become my job a lot more like to call people. So then I'm like that person where I'm like, oh, just call them, I'll call them for you. And now I'm like, oh, do I have to call them? Like, does this have to be a phone call? Can I just like
Can it be an email
email them?
instead? Oh
Yeah,
God,
even
I
just
feel that.
Teams, like anything but a phone call, please. So yeah, I feel like anytime I'm at work now, I'm just like faking it. Yeah. Also waiting to hear back about my pay rise, which I was told they would look
Yay.
at
Fingers
in
crossed.
January.
Yeah, right.
Well,
That's
I
gonna come
asked
through.
them like October, November time, and they said, "Oh, we'll be looking at this in January." It's now February, and they
Did you ping
haven't
them
looked at it.
again?
Huh?
Did you like ping them again?
Oh, I
Or,
asked
like,
my
say-
manager like every week every week in January if he'd heard anything.
Oh.
And to speak to his like manager who's making the decisions, and each time he was like, oh yeah, he said he just ignored me about that thing. I'm like, great. I was like, you do realize I'm not going to let this go, right? Like if you thought that telling me in January was going to make me forget because that was like a couple of months away, I'm not the one.
No, this isn't
I don't
like
forget
free lunch
things
every
very
other Friday.
easily.
This is
Especially
my
a
livelihood.
pay
my pay
raise.
Yeah.
Like,
It's just ridiculous. It's
I
like,
was talking
ridiculous.
to my coworker about a similar situation, and he literally spent months asking our like big manager about his pay raise. So just keep doing it. Eventually, it'll happen.
Sorry,
it's
you're
just so
dealing with
frustrating because
that.
I ask like every year and then we just get the like shittest little increase. And I just think like, look, how are you going to tell me that the person doing like just one department is on like maybe £80 less than me? You're telling me that the 4 other departments I do are worth £80 a year? Like, I don't think so. It's ridiculous.
maybe you could tell them if the 4 other departments that you do are only worth £80 a year, you don't want to do it.
Oh, I already have said I would like to drop one of my departments.
But if you could like leverage that, like call their bluff, if you're really valuable, you could be like, well, if this is the continued pay, I would like to drop down to one department. You can choose which one, or you pick one.
Yeah.
And sorry, and like literally force their hand, call their bluff.
Yeah, it's
Job
just so
description for
frustrating.
my role. And if they're gonna update your job description, that comes with an updated pay description.
Well, to be fair, that is my job description, all of the departments I do. But yeah, it's just annoying. I mean, I've been looking for new jobs, but unfortunately, the
Good.
3 I've gone for, I have not got.
It's a
It's
numbers
rough out
game.
there.
Yeah.
It's a numbers game.
I'm going for like business admin, and I feel like they look at my job and they see like logistics and they think warehouse, and I'm like, no, we're like a warehouse where most of our job is like parts and like admin. Like 90% of my job is admin.
Do you put that like in your role description?
I put it in the description. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I don't know what the hiring like over there is like, but it's crazy over here.
And I'm literally like,
nuts
I'm a
over
first
here.
aider, I'm a fire warden, I'm a mental health first aider. Like, I do extra stuff as well as my actual like role too. I'm just like, what more hoops would you like me to jump through?
That's crazy. That's crazy. So, talking about content creation, I want to know why/how everybody got started. Like, what prompted you the very first time to create content?
So I'll start because my story is kind of funny. Reagan bought a microphone just randomly, and this was when we weren't living together, and he was coming over here on the weekends, and he brought the microphone one weekend, and he was like, hey, we should stream. And we just kind of randomly did. We had no camera, just had a mic, had a TV, and 2 laptops.
Why do I
And
feel
that's
like
how we
I
streamed.
remember this? Was I there? Was that
No.
when?
Was
is
I
that the
there?
same?
Super early on.
Is that the same setup that you had when you did your friend stream? Is that what I'm thinking of? Because I remember you had a stream with a
Maybe?
bunch of friends and there was no camera and you guys were singing.
That stream was so funny. I know exactly which one you're talking about. But
were you
yeah,
in the
it was
living
a very
room?
similar setup. Yeah, we were in the living room. We just had the mic. That's it.
So it was Reagan's idea.
Yeah, it was Reagan's idea.
Thank
I
you,
would have never
Reagan.
streamed if it wasn't for him.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Well, I mean, I didn't know anything about Twitch before COVID. But I mean, like, I posted on Instagram
Did you post? You
before.
did. Why'd you start posting on Instagram?
I like to share my art with people. Like, I've never honestly been super into social media. It's like I get all the way down to that post button and I'm like, nobody fucking cares. And then I just like don't post it. I
People
don't
do
look at
care.
numbers. I don't track engagement. I don't even I just deleted all of my Meta, my Twitter, my TikTok's gone. I'm only on Blue Sky and YouTube. Scaled it way back. But it's like I just use social to share art. I started streaming because I was teaching Vrona how to stream. I would do all the research and set up his stream. And then I was like, well, I can just like test it in mine and bring it over to yours. And I was like, fuck it, I'll stream.
Wait, that's cool.
So yours
It
was
was an
also kind of because of your spouse.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I didn't know anything about Twitch until COVID. And he's like, yeah, I want to start streaming on Twitch.
I knew
Nope.
about Twitch since college, so before I even started streaming, but it was never anything that I was like, oh, I should do this. It was just like, oh, I like watching it.
I kind of like you, Steph. I always have like, well, I've like always wanted to share stuff. So I like always kind of had a personal social media following, like all through college and stuff. I posted on Instagram a lot. And then we got our house and I started doing like home content creation stuff on like my personal Instagram
What?
and
I
like
didn't know that.
decoration and stuff. This was like 2018. And then I started for whatever reason, I think because we had a house and I had like a desk place with my computer, which I don't know why I just didn't have my computer set up at our last house. It's too tiny. We lived in like a casita temporarily. So I got a desk, put the computer, was like, I'm gonna play Sims. And then I was like downloading custom content and I was like, I'm like really good at building. Like this is crazy. I should share these on Instagram. So I made a Simstagram to like share my custom content builds, and then it's all that just like was the start of everything. But I had also, like you, Blaze, known about Twitch for a really long time before I streamed and watched Twitch. I used to watch back in the like Splatoon 1 days, like competitive stuff. I would hang out in Twitch streams because I played Splatoon 1 like a lot. And so then I was like, let me see if people are playing Sims on Twitch so I can like watch them. And then for whatever reason, my dumbass was like, nobody is playing Sims on Twitch. There was a lot of people that I just don't know why I didn't ever see them. And then I was like, I'll do it too. And that's how it started.
Did you have the pipeline of like starting with really big streamers and then moving to watching smaller streamers, or starting with smaller streams?
Good question.
I never watched the big people. I don't know why. I just watched like tiny people. And yeah, because I really liked to chat and I didn't like when my messages would go away. But during COVID, we watched this stream. It was a husband and wife stream and they were stoners. Do you remember the name, Steph? I don't remember what their name was.
I
But it
know
was
who you're
like
talking
a
about.
boyfriend and
Was it
girlfriend.
Tim and Tana?
Yes, it was Jim and
No,
Tana.
Tim and Jana.
Tim and Jana.
My bad. I am smoking right now.
Tim
Sorry.
and Jana. Yeah, I was.
My bad.
Anyways, we watched them and we watched them when they first started and they didn't have a lot of followers. So they were like really fun. They were like one of the first streams I ever watched. It was like super interactive where they would have like streamer Olympics and like all of this really fun, like interactive
Stream was
things. Like,
fun.
and it was super fun and it was kind of smaller. So we watched them a lot and then they got big and then we stopped watching them. So yeah, I'm always that way. Like I want to chat and interact and have you be like, yeah, like interact back.
Is it
Funny
just
enough,
chatting and interaction though? Like I'm curious.
Their
'cause, like,
whole
I don't
stream?
find big streams entertaining at all. It's just like TV with commercials too, and it's like
I would use it as like TV. I started with only big streams. Like the first
Okay.
smaller stream I ever watched was Braylon.
So don't judge me because I do love watching Pay Money Wubby and he's huge and I would never, ever type in his chat. Like ever.
Yeah, I didn't
would
chat
never.
in the streams.
No.
Yeah, no.
I say don't judge me because he's kind of he's kind of controversial. Is that right? Do you know what I'm talking about, Blaze? He's not controversial, but he's just not like the best
See,
human. He's not the most
I watch
admirable person.
plenty of those types of people, so no judgment from me.
Uh,
No judgment. So okay, and I Dana, why what made you start content creation?
So COVID happened. There's a theme here.
mhm.
And I had decided that I wanted to have all the DVDs of the What's New Scooby-Doo TV show because I really liked it as a kid. And then I was like, hey, I should like make a podcast about my thoughts on each episode. And I only got to season 2 of it, but still. And then I was on Twitter and I was like, I kind of want to like do more. And I saw this creator and they were like, I think they were like giving off tips or something. And I was like, oh, what should I do? And they were like, you should create a whole new Twitter for your Sims account. So I did, and I was Dana B Sims for like a while. I don't know if anyone remembers that.
I remember that. I remember.
And then I found Twitch because Plumbella started streaming, and I love Plumbella. And
She's
then
great.
on Twitter, I found Braylon, and I joined her streams, and I actually talked in her streams because in Plumbella's streams it went really quickly, and like bless her, she cannot like read everyone's messages. And like Braylon obviously like was reading messages and stuff, and like she was really lovely. And then I was like, I kind of like see Braylon as my friend, but like I don't know if she sees me as her friend because like you've got that like whole parasocial thing where I was like, oh no, this is purely in my head.
But there was like 10 people watching me at that time, I feel like. It was not
yeah. And then you were like, you should stream. And I was like, really? And like, I don't know. And you're like, yeah, do it. And so I did. And then I just like, then I created an Instagram for myself because I had an Instagram and a Twitter account for my old podcast. So then I made an like a Instagram account for my streaming personality. And then I was Dana B Sims for ages, and I would like stream Sims and Toontown and Twitch Sings. I fucking miss the Twitch Sings every day. R.I.P. Then I became Dinosaur Plays because I was like, I kind of hate playing The Sims now, and I didn't play it for like 2 years.
Why does that happen? Like literally with every video game you play, you make content for?
Literally, I was like, I fucking hate The Sims now. I like it again. I've started playing it again, but yeah, for like 2 years I didn't play it, and I was like, well, I can't be Dana B Sims and not play any Sims games. Kind of defeats the purpose. And then I became Dinosaur Plays, and then I just played like random stuff, and then I got Discord, which I didn't know about until Braylon as well, because Braylon got a Discord, and then we all joined it, and I was like, I don't know about this, but now I'm like, Discord is life. Like,
that's so funny. I use Discord, like I think me and Blaze, we have the oldest accounts because remember when we got our usernames? Was mine before you? I think we were like right there. Like
yeah,
it was
we
like
were close.
2016, I think my account was created for Discord because again, I used to use that for chatting in Splatoon lobbies. We would like hop in and I would play Splatoon with people. That was when I was still in college.
I only got Discord because my ex, we were long distance, and he was like, you should have Discord because we have this Discord account where we sometimes play games. And then I like joined, and then they never play games.
So
and I like didn't know how to use it either. And I was like, I don't know why I'm here, but I'm glad I made an account.
Yours is 2016 and mine is 2018.
Okay.
So you're 2 years ahead.
Okay, I thought it was closer than that.
Yeah, what's that?
Same, I thought it was closer.
2017. October 2017.
Oh yeah, nice. So you made yours a while ago.
I don't remember why I have Discord. It has to be because of Rona, because I met him in 2015 and I have Discord now after 2017. So there had to have been something that prompted me to download Discord.
Yeah. So interesting. Do you guys feel like you make content in the same like way that you started or like for the same reasons or has it shifted? Has it changed?
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. It's well, actually, no. No,
Oh,
I still post like a millennial on Instagram.
I have a question for you, Steph, but I wanted to hear your guys' other answers to the other ones too. Do you feel, and maybe we just answer this in a minute, but do you feel like being a content creator led you to being a business owner?
No.
No?
No. It makes it so business ownership and confidence in that, I am learning, is having a circle that supports what you're doing. If
Oh,
everybody
totally.
in your life is telling you that you are
But
not
the
going to
same for
succeed at something,
content.
probably, well, that's what I'm saying. So like being on LinkedIn and having cultivated that network of people that I can go to for support for those specific things has made being a business owner a little bit easier. But I don't know. Honestly, it's like a hard question because if social media didn't exist, would my line of work exist in the way that it does? I don't know. I don't even know if my industry would exist the way that it does because it's so heavily rooted in community. I'm getting off track. It's a good question.
But you feel like you make content in the same way, kind of? You said you post like a millennial on
Like
Instagram.
millennial on Instagram. I still want it to look aesthetic. I'm a little bit more raw with my stuff that I post now, but I realize my captions are the exact same. I've been working on my captions on Blue Sky because nobody fucking cares. So just delete all of that shit and just put
I
what it
care.
is.
There's at least three people that care.
Just saw me
Yeah, I care.
unceremoniously snatch my cat and miss. She's being very obnoxious right now.
What about you guys? Do you feel like the content you made at the beginning is the same as now? Has it changed? How has it evolved?
I feel like that's such a big question because it's been like, I'd say 5 years since I started creating content. And like, it's kind of like a wave because like I started off recording podcasts and doing Instagram and Twitter, then then Twitch streaming and Instagram and Twitter, and then TikTok, and then I quit streaming, and then I kind of got more into like Discord and Twitter, and then a little bit Instagram, and now I'd say I mainly create content on TikTok, Blue Sky now as well. That's new, and Discord. I yeah, I would say it's kind of been a big change, but like I've just changed with what works for me, I guess.
Yeah.
Working with myself rather than like against myself, because there was like a whole point where Twitch like streaming was like something I really enjoyed doing, and I would stream like 3 or 4 times like a week, and I was very like on it, and then it just became like bad for my mental health, and so I changed, and I'm really glad I did. I mean, I enjoyed streaming last year for like charity, but like I don't
Samaritans and stuff.
Yeah, and I was going to come back to streaming, but then like everything happened with my granddad, and I was like, oh, I'm not in like the right space for this. And thinking about it now compared to how I thought about it when I was doing the streams for Samaritans, I was way more excited to go back to Twitch streaming at the time because I had all these people going like, hey, you should. And now I'm like back into Discord and like TikTok, and I don't have like millions of views and stuff, but I'm enjoying it, and I'm not really focused on the numbers. And I just think like, does anyone actually want to see me stream on Twitch? Do I actually care that much about it? Do you know what I mean?
It's a lot. Like I know a lot of people like they don't downplay how much work it is to do content creation on Twitch, but like it's a fucking lot.
It is a lot, and I think if you're
It's a
not having
lot.
fun with it, then it's like, holy shit. It's like being
more.
at a job you
Yeah.
hate.
And it's
Yeah.
like the mental load as well. Like I was like doing co-working streams, and then you've got like people in there who are like lurking and they're doing it as well, and it just feels so different from when in my Discord I'm doing co-working like events, and I can see like, okay, there's 3 of us in here. They may not talk or anything, but I feel like I have 3 other people in here with me and I'm working with them. Whereas like Twitch, it feels like if your
You
chat
don't
is
know.
empty and no one's
Yeah.
spoken for like half an hour or whatever, it feels so fucking lonely. It's like, I just think like, is anyone actually still here? Like what am I doing here? I could just like turn off the camera and just carry on working. Like what would be the difference?
See, that's crazy. I feel the opposite when I'm on Twitch. I feel like it's too public. It's like I should have just gotten dressed and gone into the office because essentially anybody can walk in here and I just feel
I get that.
exposed. And then like I do forget that I'm in co-working in Discord. So like I might walk away and leave my stream up for an hour. That could happen. I forget. I get busy.
Yeah. I think it's hard as well because especially when you stream at a similar time to like someone else that you share a community with, it's very hard because like you have people that are like pulled between the streams. And so like if you also have your friend up because you want to support them, you can see everyone chatting and then you've got no one chatting in yours, and that is a rough feeling as well.
Oh, yeah.
And you're just like, oh. I think if you are someone who's like very kind of what's the word, like sure of yourself and like your mental health isn't going to take a dip streaming, I think carry on streaming and go for it. But I think if you're someone where it plays a big like part of your mental health, I think you have to think about that. And that's for me what happened. I had to think about it and I was like, this is not actually conducive to me.
Right. Worth the time.
Exactly. What about you, Blaze?
That's such a hard question for me because it's hard for me to look back at how I felt when I first started streaming versus how I feel now, because in my eyes not much has changed. Like I still feel like that same person that started streaming, and I think this is both a good thing and a bad thing, but I am the exact same person in stream as I am out of stream.
Oh,
Most
that's huge.
streamers aren't like that, or a lot of
I
streamers
struggled
I
with
know
that.
are nowhere close to that. They are
No, I gotta be
completely
on.
different people off of stream. Like there some people's favorite streamers outside of stream are not good people. That's all I'm
Okay.
gonna say.
Okay.
All I'm
Also,
going to say.
if you ever go to TwitchCon, you will be baffled by how these people are so energetic and outgoing in their stream. And when you meet them, they are shy, they are insecure, they're awkward, and you're like, whoa, you're a totally different person.
Gotta be a
They
good middle
are.
balance, but who has that kind of energy all the time? Like Braylon, I am not talking about you because
You can.
exception
It's
to
fine.
this entire conversation. Y'all, I found Braylon's stream and I was like, I found out she lived in Arizona. I'm like, all right, don't make it creepy, but we're gonna be friends. Like,
I'm so glad you did. I'm so glad.
That's one of the reasons why I fell in love with like all of you guys, I would say, because you're all basically the same people outside of stream as you are in stream.
I mean, for short bursts, I don't have that kind of energy. And it's
Well,
like
yeah,
meeting you and
but-
Megan for breakfast, right? 2 hours, turn on NPC stuff. That shit got turned off the second I got in my car.
Do you know
But
what?
realistically, you're still basically the same person.
I think
Like,
for
I've
me
played
too.
around people
lower
who are
energy
nowhere
version of
close. Yeah,
Like different
but that's
conversations.
still the same.
Yes, you're like
like
a
work
lower or
stuff, not
higher.
Yeah.
Like Breland's hung out with me outside of work.
Yeah.
I'm not that energetic.
Yeah.
Pretty
Not
chill.
like, I mean, I honestly feel like maybe you have a different, it's hard to perceive ourselves sometimes, right? But I would say that you're very similar on stream that you are in real life. But for me, like stream just energized me. Like it made me get more hyper because I was excited that there was like people and we're chatting. Like if we were to go hang out in real life, you guys, I would be like skipping down the street and I would be like stim bouncing and like I would just be really excited. Like that's how I get when I'm like with my friends and I'm like, oh my God, we're like doing a thing. Like I'm so excited. Like it pumps me up in real life. So it's kind of that. Like it made me really excited.
I feel like the biggest thing though is like as soon as this podcast is finished recording, we are the exact same. We like
Oh yeah, we'll
might
continue
even,
our
like, continue
combos.
conversations. Like we're not just suddenly like right, okay, right, you know.
Yeah, it
We're
is true.
exactly the same people now than at the end of this, which I think, like Blaze said, is nice because we're just authentic people. Because I mean, I feel like none of us know how to be anything other than our authentic selves in like a
Agreed.
I feel
Yeah.
like that's why I quit streaming though, because I just don't have the fucking energy to get on a stream for 4 hours multiple days a week and like talk to people. I just don't.
I think
It's
that's
a
the
lot.
thing. I wouldn't say I'm like a different person, but I would feel like I had to talk more on stream. Like I had
Yeah,
to
way more.
think of things to say and be like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Like no one's talking, but I have to be talking. Whereas like for
Constantly.
instance,
That's rough.
in Discord, if no one's talking, no one has to talk. Or like I can
you-
just type. And
Did
it's
it
nice.
take you a while to break that though, Dana? Like it took me a while to break, to not like, I would do it in my husband's Discord because it felt like streaming in a way where it's like there's dead space. You can't have dead space when you're on stream. You have to always be talking just in case someone comes in and then there's something that they can talk to you about. That took me a while to break. I'm
Yeah,
really glad.
that's what I hated the most about streaming. Chat's dead, but you can't be dead. You have to keep going. Like if I could be dead too, I'm like,
yes,
that's
it's a
fine.
great way to explain that.
Chat's dead, but
It's a
you can't be
great way
dead.
to explain
No,
it.
you're not allowed.
That's the thing, right? Like I get baked, I get quiet, I zone in on what artwork I'm doing. The crafting streams are a little bit of a reprieve. I do miss them, but fuck, that's a lot of work.
Yeah. Going back to our question I didn't answer yet. Do you do it for the same reason, on the same platform, in the same ways? I feel like my content creation journey has been crazy. I started out with Instagram, and I've always had Twitter. Not anymore, though. And then I did Twitch. And then I kind of started on TikTok, same time I did Twitch. And then I stopped Instagram, and I stopped Twitter, and I stopped Twitch, and now the only thing I've done consistently is TikTok, which is crazy because I have been making TikTok since 2020, which is
That's
wild to me.
amazing.
It's
I love
wild.
that.
But I just love making videos. Like the second that Instagram released Reels, like I was there. I was ready. Like that's how I grew my following on Instagram. I just posted Reels. Like day one, they were like, you can post videos. I was like, let's go. I'm here. Here's 10. I just love making short form video. And now I forgot I do YouTube, which is crazy. Never would have thought that I would have made long form video.
Okay.
But when
Right,
you're
I
doing
watched
like
the shit out of your
tutorials and
YouTube.
stuff, like it's so fun. Like I love making Notion tutorials and like just like it's really fun. So I just really figured out through content creation that like I love making videos, which I do also love taking pictures and sharing pictures. And I'm so excited that Blue Sky is making an Instagram app because I will be on there day one and I will be posting photos and I will be very excited. So
See,
yeah, my journey has changed with me.
I don't want to derail, but I have a serious question about that. Why multiple apps? Why, like, how will you change your use of Blue Sky if you don't post pictures to it? Would it just then be
No,
text
I'm
like,
going to
"Share
post
photos on it"?
pictures to Blue Sky, but I think having a strictly like I miss having a photo sharing app personally. Like I want an app to share and look at pictures. Like
That's
videos
fair.
are great, but there's like the photographer in me is like I want to look at art.
Just the straight. Okay, no, that's fair. All right. Anyway, my bad.
Yeah.
Tips. I don't want to run out of time on this because there's so much to talk about with content creation. We all do content creation. What are some of the tips that you wish you were given when you first started? And skip the basic shit. We know the basic shit. Skip the
Mine
basics.
is create what excites you or like interests you. If it doesn't excite you and it doesn't interest you, why are you creating it? Because if you're not excited by it, how is anyone else going to be excited by it?
What if you just don't feel like any of the stuff that you create is exciting, but you're excited about the topic?
Create it anyways.
Yeah, fuck it. Why not?
Who's stopping you?
Mine is always be having fun, kind of like Dana's. If you're not having fun, why are you doing that? Why?
Mine is a touch outside of basic. It's still a little bit, but it's a touch outside of it. And it's content creation, in my opinion, is a numbers game. The more you create, the more likely you are to have success with it. And right, like all of the new people that you onboard, they're not only looking at your new content moving forward, they're also going to go through everything that you've created. So do it. Just do it.
I will say some of like my most successful TikToks were ones that I just did not care about at all.
Yep.
That just happened to
Yep.
go viral.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I think that's
agree.
exactly sums up my entire content creation career. It's just like what I think will do well doesn't. What I don't think will.
That is how it
just, I guess
goes.
make it no matter what.
Early on, I had a rule for TikTok with myself. No more than 15 minutes per video. If I'm spending more than 15 minutes per video, it's going to flop. It's not going to do well. Granted, I was pretty fast, but I always just kind of kept that in the back of my mind. Because you know what's terrible when you spend like hours on something and you post it and nothing happens and then you're just like, cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully I
Been
learned
there,
something
done
through
that.
that process because that was not that rewarding.
It's the worst.
I'm gonna highlight that one. I would like to take that to heart this year because I have to make a fuck ton of content in the next quarter, and yeah, it's all video.
Nice.
Oh, my tip is mostly for streaming, and it's kind of something that gets said all the time. But like early on, I thought that I needed to stream like a lot. And I think I burnt myself out pretty quickly doing that. So I guess my advice is it's okay to take breaks and you don't have to stream like every single day. Figure out like 3 days and just go with that.
That's a good tip.
Agree. That's a lot. That's a full-time fucking job. You're gonna end up hating it.
Yeah.
I feel though, like if Twitch Sings was still a thing, I would be streaming every day.
Yeah, I feel like you would.
I just love that shit so much.
As long as
Singing
you're
is
having
so-
fun with it, it's fine. But
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
stream way too much.
Singing
Yeah,
is so regulating too. It's so good for you.
Yeah, I love it.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, I didn't know anything about Twitch Sing, so I had to Google it, and it closed right at the beginning of 2020, and that sounds like a massive fumble on Twitch's part because what the fuck else were we supposed to do?
Yeah,
think
and
it had
also
something to do with
you
the
had
music.
to like download. You had to like
Okay.
export all of your like Twitch like streams of Twitch Sings before then, because otherwise they were all taken off your stream as well.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't think about the copyright. I figured they would have secured that because it's owned by Amazon. Anyway,
I know,
asking
right?
more for myself
like
than
stupid.
anything, what is your process for content creation? Because I'm at the point where I schedule it and I just don't do it. And I know what I need to do and it just doesn't get done.
Well,
Do you want to go ahead?
yeah, sure. Like for me, I created my new TikTok channel, and then I didn't post anything on it for a while, and I like saved up a couple of videos and stuff, and now I just create videos when inspiration hits. I mean, I'm very lucky that like I have a lot of Discord events that I'm in, so I use like my movie night one to create videos about movie night so that I can then promote my movie nights on TikTok. So that's really helpful. But I have about 40 videos in my drafts right now, and like half of them are edited and half of them aren't, because what I do is when I have energy to edit, I will edit, and if I don't have energy to edit, I won't, because I already have like 2 weeks worth of videos, for instance, so I don't need to worry about forcing myself to edit if I don't have the energy, which is kind of nice, especially with like uni and stuff, because I don't always have energy for content
It's
creation.
fucking smart though, because like in my head, I'm like, all right, well, if I'm gonna have videos in backlog, they have to be like done and ready to go.
No.
That makes a ton more sense to just
Yeah.
do like your rough draft, have all of those backlogged, and then you can just edit them when you have the capacity.
And
I like
also, like, some videos I have are like, I just have a video of me walking along the road of my feet, or like I have a video of my candle, and then like when I have something that I want
To
to put like
say.
some words on the screen, I can just do
Mhm.
that, and I've got a video ready, rather than being like, I have something I want to say, but I don't have a video of like some random background that I want to do.
Did you get that from me? Did I tell you about that?
I
'Cause
am not
I
sure.
do that
Maybe.
same thing where I
I
have
that
like a
written
bunch
somewhere
of
in my
I
notes
have a
for
bunch
me.
of videos like in my drafts, like when I take like a video of the sky or something like that, and I put it in the draft with the sound and I put words on screen. So I know like that's a video that if I have something to say, I can go plop it on there and post it. But I have gone through many processes, and I think that what Dana does is like the best thing. And I will tell people this too, is that make videos when you want to make them. And when you don't want to make them, don't make them. Because when you're creating, if you don't want to create, everyone can tell. Like everybody is going to notice that you're not having fun. And I think some people are like, oh, but if I don't post for like 2 weeks, then like something's going to happen. Absolutely not. I have an account, and I think you guys can probably attest to this too, but I have an account that I literally rarely post on. And I think I could stop posting on for a year. And every time I open the app, I would still have tons of new comments and stuff because I have so many videos posted. Like I am getting comments on videos that are 3, 4, 5 years old on TikTok regularly. And so I always tell people, like, if you don't post for 2 weeks, like literally nothing is going to happen. If you don't post for 2 months, nothing is going to happen. You could not post for a year and then come back and be like, I'm ready. And all your stuff is there and everything will be fine and it will pick right back up.
I had no idea you left. I still got all of your videos in my feed.
Yeah, exactly.
Anytime you post a new video, it is like all over my For You page. I'm like, oh, Braylon's active again. Hi.
Yeah, like I even in my business, like I post when I want, I don't when I don't. And when it comes to like nitty gritty process, I either sit down and film and edit, and I'll do like 10 in a row so that they're edited and they're ready to go. Or I'll do what Dana does. I will sit down and I will film a ton, not edit at all, and then edit later. But yeah, bulk, I usually get like a rush of inspiration where like for 2 hours, I'm like, I'm making TikToks. And then like every now and then I'll be at work and I'll have like a good idea and I'll film like one. But most of the time it's like I get a random rush of inspiration. I make a bunch and then I have them for a while.
If I have an idea, I put in like a task in my Notion with the idea of what I want to record. And then if I don't have the energy to record it, I just move it to the next day until I record that specific idea that I really wanted to do. Well.
Yeah.
I think it's like the habit to make them too, right? Like I always feel like I need to have at least a little bit of eyeliner on. I just need to get more comfortable with
Not at all.
I don't.
That's just you.
It's just me. I know.
Just you. Turn in front of your Steph, literally turn in front of your window and just record with your phone in front of your window and you will be fine.
I know.
So you don't even have to show your face. All your like beautiful like pastel drawings and watercolors and stuff.
I don't do a lot of face stuff on the art account.
I barely have my face showing. Most of the time I'm just showing my Discord or what I'm doing on my desk. Like the video I posted yesterday was just of my nice things journal.
Yeah.
I think I have one video, maybe 2 on my TikTok that actually
have your face.
Yeah, no, my art account, I really don't. I don't really give a shit if people know what I look like. Like I did the artist versus art, and I will do one of those maybe in my entire career on that account. But for my business, yeah, I gotta be on camera, and I don't want to look like a potato, and I know that it's authenticity, but I'm not like serving people that also want to do what I do, right? Like work from home peeps and freelancers. It's like people that I want to give me money. Oh, baby kitty.
He came and said, "Snuggles, please."
I'm so jealous because mine's just been screaming at me, and yeah,
mine's asleep right here.
Aww.
She's falling asleep. But Blaze, what's your process?
I don't have a good process for content creation right now. Like for the longest time, I was planning out ideas for TikTok and I was actually executing them. And then I randomly dropped off of TikTok and haven't posted for like a year because I had absolutely zero inspiration. And it's kind of a mental battle at this point because like I want to get back into it, but I also just have no idea what I would even post at this point because I still don't have the inspiration. There's really not that many good games coming out right now.
Well,
it's actually kind of frustrating.
Revisiting old games. Have you played Loop Hero?
I mean, she just started playing Hello Kitty, like.
Oh my god!
But I already made a video about that like a year ago. I made a video about it.
Yeah, but then you could make a video showing like what the
expectation
gameplay is now,
versus reality or something.
I could, but
1 year later,
I think
who
if
the hell
it's
is
not
still
fun,
playing
Yeah, there's
if
no
it's
point.
if you're not
I
having
don't-
fun,
I
don't do
don't
it.
enjoy making skits or anything like that, so it's hard for me on TikTok because it's like what I like to create is very specific and it's
You like
not very like
reviews.
creative.
You follow
Yeah.
your formula.
Alternatively,
Yeah.
Formula is creative, though. I'm telling you, as
It's
someone
a
that
formula.
works
My entire
in
account is a formula. You
following the
can look
formula
at
is still good content creation. It
you
is
can look
best
at my TikTok and I start with almost the same thing every
Yeah.
single time and
That's what people like.
I've worked it
works.
out in a way that I know it works.
Okay,
like-
so is it then that you have already mastered the process to the point where it is no longer fun? 'Cause,
I
like,
think that might be it, but
sounds like to me you figured it out.
I made a post on Blue Sky recently where I was like, my content creator toxic trait is that when I start doing really well, I just completely stop.
I think it's
Which
the
is
joy of the
so
hunt for her.
freaking me.
Joy
It's
of
the
the
joy
hunt.
of the hunt.
Okay.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Dana?
yeah, I know. Like Steph keeps going.
It's okay.
Share that process with somebody else and make content on that, and then you become the teacher, and then it's more fun because then you're helping. I don't know. I'm full
Yeah,
of
I
fucking
don't know. I don't know how to make it fun again or to make it challenging enough for me to want to do it.
What were you gonna say, Dana?
Yeah, so I was just gonna say, alternatively, Blazers had a lot of excitement for creating TikToks for the podcast.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah,
I have
which is really nice.
33
Well,
drafts, not
hey,
including
see?
any of my own.
If you get us to a
drafts.
point where we're doing really well, we'll be excited. So,
You
and
know,
you can
I
quit
would-
and take a break.
Yeah.
Just
That's
get us
exactly
up
what
there, and then you can quit.
Now we know. This is the
I
foreshadowing
just-
we all needed.
By next year, if we have over how many
1,000?
followers? I think we can shoot higher because
Five?
it didn't take me that long to get 1,000 on my own account. So
I mean,
I
I'm
think,
struggling to get 100 at this point, but okay.
think we could do better.
5?
5,000? Yeah. Okay. If we have more than 5,000 followers by next year on TikTok, you'll know.
You'll quit?
No.
We'll have Blaze to thank for that.
No.
Yeah, one, you'll have me to thank, and two,
Yeah.
maybe I'll continue because I think the ultimate goal in my head for the podcast would be to have, like, I want to have a really high goal, but realistically,
No,
I
shoot
don't
high.
see it happening.
Shoot high. Always
But
shoot
I
high.
would love,
Are
I
we
would
talking
love to
about
hit like 100K
monetizing?
or 50K. 50K is probably a more realistic thought.
Okay, 50K for why? Are we making money?
No, we're
I
helping
mean,
people.
hopefully.
We're
At that
sharing
point, hopefully
good
we're making money.
resources. Think of how many people we're helping. That's what I
Okay,
think
My
about.
here's the
goal
thing.
would
I
be
think
to have
about
like 5 people talk in each episode forum about the podcast, like
Yes.
episodes.
That's a
and,
great
like,
goal.
that would be
Wait.
so nice.
the only reason why I shoot so high is because I think that
You know it's possible.
all of us have a lot of value in what we say.
Not
Aw.
to.
And I
That's
think
nice.
that I'm excluding myself. Just
No,
kidding.
no. Well, good luck.
Stop.
No. But
You
I
better
really
be
do think
joking.
I really think it's possible because I think that, like, when I'm listening to other podcasts, I think we're way more relatable than like half the people that are successful.
Because we're real people. Okay, I
Yes.
want to talk
I just
about
had-
I want to ask a question because I really want us all to answer this.
Okay.
How does your neurodivergence impact your content? And do you feel like it hinders you, like it helps you, or both?
Hinders.
I can
What?
go.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go too?
I'm
I was
interested.
going to say both because I think it hinders my ability to create. Like, obviously, we're dealing with, like, you know, as a disabled person, you have like low energy periods and times where you can't, and your brain just doesn't work right sometimes. So, definitely a hindrance in the like frequency and amount. Like, I take a lot of breaks, but I think it helps in that like my point of view is very unique. Like I have a very outside of the box like way of doing and thinking, and I think that makes me more of a like stand out online, I think.
I was gonna say all negative until you said that, and yeah, and I get told that it's like, Steph, that's why you should say this shit because you think about it like this, and I'm like, yeah, I can do that, I guess. But it really just gets in my way more than anything. I have all the ideas, but then to sit down and get in the habit of adjusting to the hyper focus of doing the activities routinely without getting bored or faking it and it showing in the content is very hard for me.
Mm-hmm. What about you guys?
I think the fact that I'm creating content while working and doing uni at the same time is because of my neurodivergence. I don't think I would be able to juggle so many things without like having that type of brain where like I get excited to do things and I just like do them and then I hyperfixate and then I'm doing like multiple things all at once.
You
So
can
I'd
like
say
jump quickly from thing to thing too, like
yeah.
really easily. Yeah.
I think like that's the only way that the whole of my streaming, my content creation has even happened is because like I just have managed to be able to like switch. I do think that like also my neurodivergence and also mental health has been a detriment. I get low energy a lot and like I have to allow myself to rest, and that's not an easy thing because I always feel like I'm not doing enough. And I
Mm-hmm.
think even with like content creation, I feel like that way. So I feel like sometimes it's a battle with myself to just be able to like do things and do what I want to do because there's like the inside voice of like I want to do this blah 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 and then there's also like the energy that I have where it's just like I can't even think about standing up right now or like I can't even think about like getting dressed or like moving downstairs to get some water. So I think there's like a battle in myself that can be detrimental to like or a hindrance to content creation, but I'm trying to work with myself more now since my burnout and I think I'm in a better place with it working with myself, but I think it's hard if
It
you're
is like a
fighting
journey.
yourself.
It takes a lot of time. What about you guys, Blaze?
I think that for me, it's both good and bad. Like Dana said, I think that without my neurodivergence, I probably wouldn't be making any sort of content at all.
I feel the same kind of. Like it really has me, it makes me feel not afraid to like put myself out there.
Yeah.
Like to be seen. Sorry, keep
I
going.
agree. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Damn it.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Oh, but also like it's not good because as I was talking about before, like once I am doing good, I just kind of stop. I think that is related a little bit. So
Totally. It's not giving you as much dopamine. So you're like,
it's hard.
peace.
It's really hard. Yeah.
Fucking dopamine cycles, man. I want off. That's like I feel like if I was neurotypical, we wouldn't have that feast or famine mentality with it as well. Like it just I don't know, maybe I'm not served neurotypical content though. Like what even is neurotypical content? What
I
does
don't
that look
know.
like? Is that big streams? Is that why I don't like big streams? Because it just screams neurotypical and I'm like,
They're
"No,
not
this is
neurotypical.
not
If you
fun."
watch any of those, you will realize very quickly
I don't
none
know
of them
any
are
big
neurotypical.
Anytime there's like a big streamer like drama, I'm just like, who is that person? Like, what are they?
Anything that goes mainstream, instantly lose interest in it. I'm like, it's not fun anymore. Everybody else likes it.
Do you find like with streaming that like it's hard to concentrate on everything like all
Oh
at
my
once?
god. You just reminded
Yes.
me of that and how terrible it used to be that I used to have Dana like remind me of things because I would just all of a sudden be gone and she'd be like, "Hey, you need to do this thing. This is chat redeem. Like, hey, this person requested this. Like, you didn't do this thing." Because literally, I would just lose my mind.
I found it easier
so
being a mod
fast.
to do that than like do it for myself, because I'm like, okay, I have all of these point redemptions, but then this other thing that I'm doing is here, and then like, oh, we've got triggers, like trigger fire, like things coming up and popping up on the screen, and then oh my god, someone subscribed, someone followed, and then people are talking, and then I'm also trying to play a game at the same time, and oh my god, I forgot to change my screen layout, and like I'm muted now all of a sudden, even though I wasn't a minute ago. Like,
Oh
what
my
the fuck is
gosh.
happening?
Literally, I feel like when I'm streaming, my brain is everywhere and nowhere all at the same time.
And I feel like that for me is why I got so burnt out in the end. And like I was like, I can't do this anymore, because I was just like, and you have to, you're being your authentic self, but you also have to be like masking a little bit to be able to kind of just like deal with all of that all at once, because it is a lot. Like a lot.
Although I do remember sometimes being like, okay, pause, like brain not working right now. We need to like you know, I do remember saying that sometimes, to be like, holy shit, I have no idea what's going on at the moment.
Yeah, or like anytime you went to like the loo and came back, you're like, I need to just catch up on like what's happened. The last like,
because it's kind of like, ooh, piece of candy, ooh, piece of candy, ooh, piece of candy, like for 3 hours.
Yeah,
Your
it's
little brain. But I do think it makes it so that like you also, like, we're struggling to keep up, but I think that we do better at that than neurotypical people, like being able to juggle it is like, and maybe it's like I don't know, we're like following every little trail and seeing it through, whereas some people might just be like ignoring some of the comments and ignoring some of the redeems and stuff. Like, we are actually taking and giving full attention to each little tiny thing that's happening. And I think that's why like so many people are like, oh, like ADHD streamers, like you guys are the most fun, because like we're literally like just making sure we're not missing anything.
Yeah, because if I miss something, I feel so fucking bad. Like if I miss your redeem or if I miss your comment, I'm like I will think about it after stream and be like,
how dare I? Excuse me.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah, I think that was one of the hardest but also most fun parts about streaming, was just like being torn in a million directions and how fun it was. But also
chat
exhausting.
was probably the hardest part for me, keeping up with chat. For a little while there, I did everything in TTS and I hated it. I loved it, but then I rewatched my stream. I'm like, this sucks. And then I met another streamer that did it. I'm like, this also sucks. I don't like being a viewer and everything's in TTS. It's not the point of me lurking here.
So like, we all streamed and we all felt this. So what? How did you like look after your health while streaming?
I took breaks, but I also wasn't really taking care of my health while streaming, because I was streaming like 4 days a week, and then I would change my schedule all the time, and that wasn't good for it either. I do miss my 8-hour Catterday streams. I do miss those a lot. I have thought about doing those again because they are very low energy.
I miss those. Those were so fun.
I'm gonna be quiet for a good chunk of that. It's 8 fucking hours.
My favorite thing was when I would like leave your stream to go to sleep, and then when I woke up in the morning, sometimes you would still be streaming, and I'd be like, "Hi, I'm awake."
Seriously, guys, the only reason I haven't done them is like I sit here all day for work, and then I just don't want to. I just don't want to sit here all fucking night too. So I sit on the couch now when I do my painting. I'm gonna come back in here. I'm gonna come back in here soon. I'm missing my desk. My back hurts.
That's what I think as well. We're like, a lot of us when we stream, we're sat down because we're playing games and stuff. Like that can't be healthy for us either. Like not getting up and like I know a lot of us had like the was it like hydrate and like stretch and things like that, but I wonder if maybe I should have had like a get up and walk around for like a minute and then come back.
Yeah,
as like
it's a good idea. You should, implement it anyway if you're going to be streaming. Like, do take care of your health. Do the breaks. You're not going to lose viewers. Like, encourage chat to go take a break with you. Like,
I've seen people that literally in the middle of their stream go walk their dog.
Yeah, same.
Do what you got to do.
Like, as long as you give people a little game or something, or you have a mod in chat that like is telling people like or something, you know, like there's ways to make it fun.
One of my favorite
streamers
has a puzzle up.
15 minutes to
Half
Yeah.
the screen
your
is a
dog.
puzzle, 100%
Yeah.
of the time.
Or like go eat lunch. People are like, okay, I'm gonna go eat lunch. I'll be back.
People go to sleep on stream.
True.
Yeah,
See,
true.
that's
That is
fucking
not
weird.
healthy.
I will
is
turn off
weird.
my camera and eat though, and chat with people. We'll
Do you know
watch, like,
what's
a
so
YouTube.
funny? Sometimes I've thought about how fun it would be if I had like a little like robot that like followed me all the time and was just live streaming like a live stream
That
because I
sounds
do
like
that.
a Black Mirror
Oh,
episode.
100%, 100%.
Yeah.
I do that thing where I just like if there's like a pretend audience all the time in my
Oh,
life.
that's like autism.
Yes, like
Yeah.
and I like
It's
I
and
have
like
that too.
and it but it like mine like I'm a star. Like that's
Aw.
like so like sometimes I'm like if I had somebody follow me around all the time, I think it would be fun.
I love that.
Yours is not in that way. Yours is
Mine is
like
like
don't look at me.
mine is like don't do anything wrong because someone will like know, and then like you like I just feel like someone's like always watching me like a moral type of thing. Not
Yeah.
that like I have bad morals. I'm not gonna like go out and like kill someone or anything. But I'm just like I'm like, oh, if you don't pick up that piece of rubbish that was just on the floor up there, or like put that trolley back that doesn't belong to you, someone's gonna like get you and think that you're like a bad person.
You have a
So I'm like,
your audience is full of boogeymen.
yeah. My audience are like judgmental people.
I lost a lot of what we were talking about.
We were talking about-
Performing.
There are
Yes.
some like negative things to streaming as well. Like you're always on, like you constantly feel. Some people constantly feel like they have to outdo themselves from like the last stream. You have to deal with like trolls, bullies, or even just like negativity. Some people don't like that you're
gross
being
people.
positive.
No,
Yeah.
my
Can I
rules
ask
of
you
the
a
internet-
question? And you're like,
Mm,
oh
Your
no.
heart
My rules
just
of the internet-
drops.
There are how many billions of people on this planet and how many hundreds of millions of them on the platform that you're on. If somebody's being weird, leverage the block button. Nothing's going to happen to you. And I guarantee if you're uncomfortable, someone else in your chat is also uncomfortable. And they're not going to come back because you allow that shit.
Yeah. Every time I've had that, someone has like come and like spoken to me and been like, yeah, I had a bad vibe from that person too. Like
And
every
it's
time.
neurodivergence aside, if they're being fucking weird, call them out on that shit. It's okay. Some people don't accept social cues, and that's okay too. But like, it's your stream. It is your social media, your profile, your environment, your community.
And to add to that, you have like another like negative is like parasocial relationships. You have people that like maybe think that they're your best friend, but you are not their best friend. And
Who are
then
you people?
you have like the sedentary lifestyle that we were saying, and like maybe an unhealthy lifestyle because you might go for like a quick like noodle meal or whatever just to like get back to streaming quickly because you don't want to have like I remember like I wouldn't eat until really late because like I would stream after work and I'd be like, oh well, I can't, like I try to have my dinner beforehand, but if I didn't, like on a Saturday or something, then I'd be like, oh, I won't eat, or like I'll eat like a really like unhealthy quick thing.
I always ate
Another-
on stream.
Yeah, I didn't really
I
care
remember
about
like
eating on
having
stream.
someone in my stream
I'll turn
though
my
being
camera
like,
off.
I hate it when people eat on stream. Like I have
Cool.
this thing where
They
it,
can
I
like,
just
leave.
ignored those type of people.
they were like, I have this thing where like the sound makes me like physically like feel like I'm gonna throw
Mute
up.
me.
And I
just
was
mute
like
it.
very conscious of that, so I always muted myself anytime I ate and stuff. Also, like I was always worried about like weird people about like that like watching that type of thing.
I never paid attention to that. I was like, I'm eating. If you don't like it, you can mute. You can go away.
One
Do my best to not have the sound.
one last negative of like streaming or content creation that I just want to hit on really quickly. But I feel like it's so easy as a content creator to compare yourself to like other content creators in your space or even like your friends and stuff like that. But one of the things that gives me some comfort, but at the same time doesn't, is that there will always be someone who is better than you, more successful than you, or whatever. But the thing is, you can only do but so much. If you're doing your best and you are putting yourself out there in the long run, you're probably achieving something. And even if it's not like numbers or whatever, you're learning something from it at the end of the day. And hopefully it's making you also a better person.
Yeah.
I think, what is it they say? Comparison is the thief of joy. And
Yes.
I try to compare myself with myself. You know, like,
Yes,
what
you're
was I doing a week ago, or like how was
competing
I
with
doing a
past
year
you.
ago? Yeah, I'm trying really hard not to compare myself to other people, because like even in just like the four of us, I would say on TikTok my numbers are lower than everyone else's, but I'm happy if my TikTok gets 200 views, and I'm happy. I'm like, cool, that's awesome.
Yeah.
If it
Everyone's
doesn't, I'm
journey
like,
is
I don't
going
have
to
good
be
numbers.
different. So
Exactly,
And you're
and we
learning
all have
so
different
much.
experiences.
You're getting valuable experiences from the stuff you're doing. Your skills will grow over time. Like it's nothing is ever wasted, I don't think.
And I enjoy
Developing
it.
yeah, I
skills.
agree.
So even
What are
better.
your guys' biggest takeaways from the episode today?
No more than 15 minutes of video. I'm gonna
Yay.
try.
It's a good one.
I like that one.
You can't have it. Pick another one.
I think for me, that I don't want to go back to streaming like full time ever again. There's like I've been fighting with myself for a couple of months, but like now I'm like, yeah, no, Dana, don't do that to yourself again. But also, it's nice to know that like the way I create content is something that like I can recommend to other people, because it's like healthy for me. Like I'm not burning myself out. It's nice to know that like I'm not promoting an unhealthy way to create content.
You found a good rhythm.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Sorry.
Aggressive puppy. She's crazy.
so
She's like a
cute.
little
Oh my
tornado.
I love her so much.
She's like, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
And just heard her like bounding up the stairs. Dum, 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 dum. I would say my biggest takeaway is just that like all of the journey that I've been on and like how crazy it's been is just kind of normal. Like you guys all had similar journeys with like stopping and starting and switching platforms and trying new stuff, and it's just maybe that's just the way that it is, and that's okay.
Yeah.
That's
Even
the cookie.
rebrands. Like all of us have rebranded.
Oh my god, yeah. I've rebranded so
That's
many
so true.
times.
We have.
What did I rebrand? What did I rebrand to?
Well, you have high def now.
Streams, and you have high def
Oh no,
now.
I'm still doing a solid 7. High def's just my company. I just made another account. Different content. But no, I guess
You created a new
I'm trying to
social
move
media
like my
for it.
co-working shit over to high def. Yeah, true.
What about you, Blaze?
I don't really know what my takeaway is, honestly.
I think that's
like,
fine.
Yeah, my brain is just going like now.
You have a lot of content ideas? Is that your takeaway?
Not even content ideas, but just like lots of thoughts that I need to like
Nice.
sit with.
Okay.
Nice.
No, that's sick. Well, thank you guys so much for listening in. We hope you found some value. Join us on Discord to access resources mentioned in each episode and find your people. Follow us on social media and tune in for our next episode. Let's explore the Enneagram.
Woohoo!
50th friggin' episode.
Episode 50.
At the beginning of this, I was like, stop. It's been 49. 50 episodes?
It's
50?
crazy.
All right, wait. We're getting together for the 100th, right?
We have
should.
to.
We should.
100th episode actually together in person. Oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
Okay, yeah. Let's plot it on the calendar. I'm down. I'll start saving.
Must
Bye, guys.
happen. Bye.
Bye.